of godly, solid, covenant men who know themselves, understand their purpose, and are clear about their worth and responsibility to lead the nation's generations, one man to one son, passing on the authentic blueprint of a God kind of man.
Going up, the rider smoother sliding down. I'm wondering.
We're back. We're unpacking quite a bit of stuff here, and Pastor Ngonzi had asked you this question just before the break. How do we unpack? Let's make it practical.
Let's make it practical.
Yeah. How does a man love?
I think the first thing we need to do is for a man to believe that this love is actually possible.
Yeah.
It's not a far-fetched thing. It is the life man is supposed to. You see, if you've lived in captivity for so long, you tend to believe and accept captivity as a normal way of life.
Wow.
Now that we've lived in a loveless society for so long, we're beginning to accept that
There's no love.
There's no love. But actually love does exist. And to define a man, you're never going to define him just using things. You're going to define him in love. That's why a man can come up and project. Look at how men start out.
Yeah.
They see a beautiful girl and they say, hey, how are you? And I have my car key.
They're actually dangling the Mercedes-Benz car key, swinging it around.
You know?
Yeah.
Dangling
to buy
it
a
around.
Mercedes-Benz key.
No, you see.
Yeah.
Now, what is happening is, I am so scared of who I am.
The raw you.
I am not wanted. I'm suffering from rejection. Everyone is born with a need to belong. You get me? So I want to belong. But I'm trying to find belonging in the things that are created, not in my creator. So because I've not yet discovered belonging, what do? I reach out and project an image that you will accept. When you accept, then I have some false sense of belonging. And this is what I do. I reach out to that beautiful girl and I say, yeah, you know what? Actually, I just came back from China. In
It's
fact,
a container
I was in
on the
Shanghai.
way.
There's some
Sounds like
containers
someone, you know,
over
right?
there. And all this. And I talk about all this big stuff.
Yeah.
You
Big
get
yourself
it?
up.
Yeah.
I big myself up because I'm feeling small.
Is that also what bouncing is about? Like,
You know what? I'm trying to big up because I'm feeling small. The more I feel small on the inside, the more I want to big up on the outside.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
compensation.
So what happens? I want to compensate.
Yeah.
Now, I reach out to this particular person.
Yeah.
So what happens is I reach out
Yeah.
to this same girl.
Yeah.
And when I tell her whatever I tell her,
Yeah.
what am I doing? She is also looking for belonging.
Right.
You get me?
Right.
When I show her a car key,
Yeah.
having a man who's got a car is going to be confidence, it's going to be security.
Yeah. Security.
Looks nice.
I'll have belonging.
Yeah.
I'm somebody's wife.
Yeah.
My boyfriend has this and this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I am actually suffering from a lack of belonging.
Yeah.
I want to be accepted.
Yeah.
Now that I want to be accepted, so what do I do? What do I do? I'm suffering the same thing.
Yeah.
So what do I do? Now I have me with my image,
Yeah.
you with your image.
Yeah.
We both come together and images get together.
That's what they call sexually transmitted insecurity.
Yeah.
Now, images come together. When images come together, then we want to get married. But it's images getting married.
You guy. Idols.
Oh.
You get me? Now, when we get there, I'm so tired of keeping up the image.
You
It's
become the
expensive.
real
Makeup
you.
comes off.
Yeah.
The makeup gets off.
The wig
And
also.
that's when I'm like,
Hey, hold on one
hold
minute.
on. This is not what I went for.
Yeah.
You know, I've had that a lot. This is not the woman I married.
This is not the
Yeah.
woman.
This is not the woman I fell in love with.
That's
Yeah.
the woman you married.
Oh.
You just simply had the projection, and none of you was strong enough to go deeper because you were scared. If I go on, she might leave me.
You know,
You might leave me.
the problem we
that's a
have.
real risk. That is, if I open up, if she knows me.
No, the
Now-
problem
now
we
the-
have here is that we start marriages with weddings.
Have you heard of that Kwanjula where people are bringing pictures
That's
because
what
the
I'm
man is
saying.
away, and they bring a framed photo?
That's what I'm saying. We start marriages with this. In fact, by the way, we make a lot of a big deal about
the
a
photos.
wedding,
The
about the
wedding.
images,
About the photos.
about the photography, about the photo. But we go through the process of creating a rose. Even from the moment you've met, you've just explained that the two
Yes.
guys, one is dangling a Mercedes-Benz car keyring, and so on. So we make a big deal about the rosy stuff.
Yeah.
And we do not want at any moment in time to have that bubble burst.
Let's bust the bubble today.
Yeah,
Forget
because
about the bubble.
Let's bust that bubble
if
today.
it's busting, then there is no relationship.
Exactly. And you know,
Now the problem is the bubble bursts
on the other side,
2 months inside the marriage.
and that's disaster.
Yeah.
Let me share my personal experience. We were blessed on our honeymoon to be hosted by the former Chief Justice of the country of Uganda, Bart Katurebe. I forget what the title is, but I'll not use a title. So he hosted us for dinner at his lodge. And at that time, he and his wife were celebrating 43 years of marriage.
Yeah.
And during our conversation, I asked him, 43 years of marriage, how did you do it? First of all, I think he's a man of integrity. And these were his words. It's a good thing you've used the word, it seems. Because you do not know.
Yeah.
And then he said, but basing on that, let me share with you my advice. And he said, know yourself.
Know yourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not try to be anything other than who you are. In this honeymoon, if you can, meet yourselves and do not try to hide. So, I like to drink sometimes. So this whole time I was like, okay, my wife
As
doesn't
in drink milk,
drink what I want to drink, depending on how I'm feeling.
brown bottles.
Any bottle. So, there I was thinking, okay, my wife does not drink. And I will drink once in a while. How am I going to be? Am I going to hide? Am I going to be like this? And that man said, be who you are. Undress. It's amazing how many times at our honeymoons or not, people undress but remain masked. We talked about unmasking.
Yeah.
And this is now what I want us to go to. How do you get people? Bust the bubble, Pastor Cyrus. Do not be shy.
Now let me tell you this. And the man and wife were both naked and unashamed. Undressed, totally naked. This is the beauty of it. When I'm naked before a spouse, I've literally laid everything I am before them, and I'm saying, accept me. This is who I am, and this is what I can be based on what God is saying. I'm not over. This is where I'm heading. So when it comes to this busting the bubble, you can never really bust it. I can never undress before you unless I know that unless I'm very confident that you're not going to reject me. And two, that if you reject me, it will change nothing. Two things. You're not going to reject me. But if you reject me, it changes nothing. How can I get to such a level in life? There's no sweat. First come before God, who actually knows everything, to whom you hide nothing, then lay it before him. Lay it all bare. He already knows, but as you lay it all bare, then you're being free, and then you're embracing his love for you. You're being free from this want or search for belonging. Now you realize a sense of belonging because you realize God loves me the way I am, and that means he has accepted me. That means he owns me. So if he owns me, then that means I belong to him. Now that I belong, I'm not afraid to be rejected. The whole world can reject me, but guess what? I belong. So when I come down and I meet a wife or a woman, I'm going to say, this is who I am. I stop the stereotyping and all this talk of, you know what, a girl, if you don't have money, a girl won't accept you. If you don't have money, a girl won't accept you. I think we get so much clogged up in our heads with that common talk. But the best is you come out. I can assure you, 9 out of 10 women today, most of them are surviving off of their projections.
Yeah.
You see the girl you met? She wants a real man.
Yeah.
But now she's surviving off of what society has created.
Yeah.
But she wants a real man.
Needs a real man.
A real man. My wife told me this, that she had made up her mind that she will never be in a relationship unless a man had balls enough, that's what she said, to walk up to me and say, I want to marry you.
And that's exactly what you did.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
And she told me, most girls out there are in tears.
Yeah.
Because every man who comes just wants to check.
Yeah.
And find out. They're not sure. So a girl runs with a man for about 3 years, uses her, and dumps her.
Dipsticking and checking engines.
Dipsticking and checking engines, and everything is wasted. But for a man who can stand and say, this is who I am, this is what I have, let's start. Let's start. That is a real man. I'm not afraid of you rejecting me. That's how I told her. I'm not afraid of you rejecting me. Why? I'm already accepted. So your rejection does not change a thing on me. It doesn't stop me from loving you. But you may say I'm not fit to be your husband. It's all right. But I know who I am. Why? I'm loved.
Tell me, even as you say that, remind me of something that my blessed mother said recently when I went to visit them. She said every woman needs a man who knows how to say no.
Thank you.
A man who is confident enough to say no to a woman and say, we are not doing that. Speaking to that.
Now, let me show you this. That is one thing I told my wife, and that is one thing every Jamaa needs to hear.
Yeah.
When you love a woman, do not abandon your position.
Say that again.
When you love a woman, never abandon your position.
What is the position?
Your position is to lay down your life to lead. Number one, exemplary leadership. You get it? Exemplary leadership. Because if you don't offer it and you bring weakness, then she's going to assume that leadership. And the home is going to be chaotic. But exemplary leadership. So in everything, in God, in manners, in whatever you do. Okay? For example, at one time, this no will never come until you are free from fear.
Yeah.
When you're suffering with rejection, which all of us hungering for a sense of belonging, there's fear at the root. So when you're afraid people may reject you. When God comes in and you accept his love, you're freed from the fear.
Yeah.
So when you're free from fear, now there's perfect love. What is perfect love? Perfect love is being loved unconditionally. You're not scared that, because I did this, then I won't be accepted. I've been accepted already. Okay? Now, when I cross over and I come out and I meet this woman, I'm not afraid to tell her, you know what? I was a bad boy. This is who I was before I got saved. This is who I was before I met you. This is what happened to me. Okay, so I open up. Now, when I open up, she gets to know who she's dealing with. When I did that to my wife, she was like,